We're here at Float North County. This is Josh from wellnessforce.com. We're gonna step in, see what this floating thing's all about. We'll learn why you should care, what floating is, and how it'll make you healthy. Let's check it out. Hey Glenn, Josh Trent.
Josh, welcome to Float North County.
Nice to meet you, man. I'm excited about this. What are we looking forward to today? What are we actually doing?
Well, in just a minute, I'm going to take you back and show you your private room. It has a shower in it, and you're going to take a shower, get in the tank, and floating is something we'll talk about a little further in a moment, but you'll find that there's some pretty cool benefits. I can go through all those benefits, but one of the great things is it's just a lot of fun, and I guarantee you're going to come out with a smile on your face.
I like the lighting, Glenn. I'm so excited for my float. I could float all day.
Yeah, so here's the tank. 1,100 pounds of Epsom salt, 11 inches of water. The water is the same temperature as your skin. It's what we call the skin receptor neutral. And so you will not feel hot or cold. You're going to be in an environment that has no light. We've eliminated pretty much all the sound. You're floating, you're not being pulled by gravity, and the water is not going to be detected by your body, basically. So it's going to be hard to tell where the water ends and your body begins. So this is called the float pod. This is the same experience as the other two tanks. This is just a little bit shorter. It's a little bit, some people like that confined feeling, and that's why we got this tank.
So we walked into Float North County, and I noticed that was my favorite, well really my only meditation device, and it was the Muse. This measures when I'm actually at rest state, when I'm at alpha state, and when I can actually make my meditation better. So pretty cool to see that it's here at Float North County. So I'm about to go on a 90-minute float session here at Float North County. The scent and the aura in here is amazing. I have no idea what it's gonna be like. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous, but I'll see you in 90 minutes. I'll tell you all about it. Just finished 90 minutes in the float tank, and it was like 90 minutes of self-exploration. There was a couple moments that I'm gonna explain to Glenn that were pretty challenging. I'll tell you more. So Glenn, 90 minutes for me was pretty astounding, but what do people usually say when they walk out of the door after a 90-minute session?
But I think really it's because you don't really analyze the world around you while you're in there. You know, you're constantly bombarded by stress out there, so what happens in the tank naturally is your happy neurotransmitters, your endorphins and dopamine go up, and the unwanted stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, go down, so it's hard not to come out feeling pretty fantastic.
That was totally my experience, man. As I shared with you, typically in my life, because I'm a doer, I'm constantly working on projects, I have a lot of things going on, so I'm constantly thinking of the next idea. But in the tank, it took me like the first 60 minutes to actually relax a little bit. And in that last half an hour, I got beautiful clarity on like two huge key pieces in my life. And the excitement about the clarity was really what was so true about it. You know, we have this intuitive force in our bodies, like, okay, this is what I want to do. But sometimes that this is what I want to do piece gets clouded out with all the random thoughts that we're having thousands of times a day. So that was my takeaway, like clarity on a couple issues that I really didn't even know I needed clarity on until that last kind of 30 minutes in the tank. What do you think that is? Like, why do you think clarity happens for people like myself at the very end of the session? Why does it take me so long?
From the clarity standpoint, we analyze the world around us, like I was saying, and we're in our left hemisphere, analyzing side of our brain a lot. But when you get into the tank, you naturally shift into that right hemisphere, which is really the aha moments, the really creative side of you. And so when I go into the tank and I have something I'm working on and I just let it happen, I get ideas that pop up and they're so clear and they're so right for the question that I'm working on. And that's probably what happened for you.
And I was feeling the stretching too. So there's the magnesium side, there's the Epsom salts doing their healthy thing to helping me stretch and detoxify a little bit. But then I was also getting really amazing ranges of motion. What are some of the athletes that come in to float and use the tanks? What do they report? What are their findings from doing sessions in float?
Well, being in the tank, your muscles can completely relax and your spine decompress. You're absorbing that magnesium. So the reports that I've got back from them is like never before. The next day I'm recovered from this amazing event that they went through. So it's a great training tool, especially if somebody wants to continue to keep on track with their training, to be able to recover that quick and then move on the next time. So a lot of benefits for elite athletes and just people that work out.
The energy that I feel, I mentioned to you, I have this battery that I feel like has charged my body. It's 5 o'clock. Typically my day is cycling down, but I feel like I can go for a workout. I just feel like emotionally sharp talking to you right now.
Yeah.
Why do you think that occurs? I mean, we already talked about the magnesium and the Epsom salts. What else is it that gives people this reboot when they leave the bay of water?
It's the anti-fight or flight. You are beginning to relax into it. And there's just so many things that happen as a result of that. And the other part of it that we haven't talked about is what happens in the tank naturally is you can reach a SATA State, which is that state that you get into. A lot of people meditate for many years to get that. It's where your hertz go down between 4 and 7. You actually hit it just before you go to sleep at night. But a lot of meditators take a lot of time to get there. Here in the tank, it happens naturally. So when you're in that theta state, you lose track of time. Your body, your mind is relaxing, and it's a lot easier to learn to meditate in the tank as well. And if you have pain and you're dealing with pain, then you should float 7 or 8 times over 2 or 3 weeks. You'll see a significant difference. If you're dealing with anxiety, same thing. There's a certain number. What I find is that if people are floating once or twice a week, sometimes once a week, sometimes twice, they really see that it begins to bleed into their life, and they have not only just calmer time and making clear decisions, but it's easier to recall wanting to look at life a different way. And I think that's the important part, just remembering that, you know what, I don't really have to react. I can actually step back and realize that I can do this without that same reaction I've done most of my life.
I'm thinking about people on their cell phones, how we're constantly, I think all of us, especially it's 2016, I mean, we're pinged with hundreds of notifications. And so our brain is literally wired to go to the phone, to go to the calendar, to go to the computer. So this training, I feel like this is mental training. It's a way to calm the nervous system and teach the brain to actually be still, everything's gonna be okay, and just focus on right now. So whether it sounds granola or not, I think this really applies to people that want to quantify their life or that are just interested in more relaxation. Well, thanks so much, man. This was such a joy. I really appreciated it. So because of you, I get to go have more energy at 5 o'clock.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Okay.
So it's no surprise that this device is completely sacrificing our attention to the moment. So we're not going to get rid of these things. They actually help us. Technology can help us. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. Check out floatnorthcounty.com. You can learn more about Glenn and his center. Also, check out the notes here on the page. So right down below, there's going to be a ton of free downloads for you and information. You can check out more episodes around stress reduction, getting more minerals into your body. Also, for perfectsupplements.com/wellnessforce, you can get 10% off your magnesium order. So make sure to check out all the free resources, and I will see you on the flip side.